Hey everyone, welcome to Swedish Dharma Tarot. My name is christinamarialeifsdotter, and I'm here today to do a reading for Sagittarius, good old Sag. And you had some very interesting cards that came out in the pre-shuffle. Sometimes I get a Swedish intonation. You're on your way somewhere. This doesn't make sense because it's mirror reversed and camera. You're on your way somewhere. And the fertility card came up. So either you're on your way to making something bear fruit, maybe in your company or some kind of ideas of some sort, or maybe even there's a pregnancy on the way. If that's what you want, then I'll be very happy for you. We'll see what happens in the reading. Excuse me. In the path of the soul, you've got encoded. And in the yogic path, well, you got three cards. Jackpot. You got Manipura. Oh, that's very glary. Manipura. That's the solar plexus chakra. This is where you exist. This is where your soul and your empowerment, self-empowerment sits here. Yeah. And then you got, this is my favorite goddess, Kali. Goddess of destruction, dissolution, and ecstasy. She's so cool, that goddess. Fierce but cool, but always on your side. And then you got Buddha. This one is really a tongue twister. Bhuvaneshwari, goddess of space and infinite possibilities. Beautiful. Okay. I'm not going to do a sales pitch because I haven't looked at it for a while. I don't remember how it goes. But I'd like to let you know that I'm having a webinar probably sometime in February. And it's called Why You Probably Should Leave Your Pain in the A Partner, or OMG, what a mess we're in, or we have to talk about this. And it's a work on dependency and codependency, what it does to us, how it affects us, how we act and react, and how we build up ourselves. Because those of us who've grown up in dysfunctional families, and by that I mean families where there's been a substance abuse or a psychic illness, we grow up rather dysfunctional, and we either become abusers and abuse substances ourselves, or we become codependent. So, my name is Christine. I'm codependent. I grew up with an alcoholic father. And, it seems like spirit doesn't let me get away from this topic. So I guess before coming down to earth, like everybody else, I chose my family. And I chose them with consideration to what lessons I will be learning in that family. And then that theme has followed me all through my life in my personal and spiritual development, absolutely. But it seems like Spirit's not letting me do it on my own. I'm taking you along with me for the ride, it seems, those of you who need it. So if you're interested, well, you have my email in the description box below. And I think it's going to be very worthwhile for any one of you, whether you just have a personal interest, whether you have a background similar to mine, whether you have a partner that has problems, or whether even as a coach or another medium. I think everybody would benefit from this webinar. There's a truck outside the window. Yeah, can't do anything about that. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Also want to tell you, if you want to have a reading with me, of course you can. I'll tell you the details after, because I think we should get on with the reading now, don't you reckon? So, Spirit, last chance for you to get the cards in order to tell Sagittarius what you want them to know. Right. Okay, here we go. can tell you too that the cards I work with are called the Goddess Tarot. They're magnificent. They've been around for a long time, and they're made by an American artist called christinamarialeifsdotter. And she has made the whole major arcana into different goddesses. So the Fool, for example, is the Buddha Tara. And it just keeps going to that. So these are goddesses from all over the world and all different time periods. Right. Okay. I'll just get my bearings. I can see that it's interesting, but I can't see what it's all about yet. But let's just get going and it'll develop during the reading. I see a young man. So that's you, young Sagittarius, Prince of Staves. So you should be 28 or younger, not younger than 12. But you're coming up in the reverse. The cards also say that you're very passive at the moment. Gosh, it's glary, isn't it? If I do that, no, it doesn't make any bloody difference. Here? Yeah, I'm sitting straight in front of a window. That's why I put my lenses in too, because I would just look like some kind of weird space cat, totally glared in the eyes. I'm sorry about the pictures. But anyway, that's not the major thing. What I see here, and I'm starting right in the middle of the reading where you are, but I see that you've been very passive. And they also say, this is very strange for me. They say, it's time now. But I think it's time to get a hold of it, because then the Nine of Swords comes up. And the Nine of Swords is a card that tells me that you're, at best, you're very, very tired. But you could even be quite depressed. I think you're more tired, though, because then this card comes up. It's strength. It's Leo's card, which should sit very well with you, seeing as you're Sagittarius. And you've lost a lot of strength. You've lost a lot of strength to this passivity. And I think what they mean is it's time to get a hold of it. That's where I come into the picture, I guess. That's my, what do you call it? That's my dharma. Yeah. There's also something here with another country. And I don't know if you're to the one that you were born into, or if you're on your way. And I think it's very possible that you're on your way, because now I'm going to go to the beginning. I'll go to the beginning here now, and I'll show you a move. The movement is Cancer's card, the Chariot in the classical tarot. Rhiannon, I'll just tell you a little bit about Rhiannon. She was a Welsh goddess, and she was seen riding through the woods on her big white horse on occasion. So she's considered a bit of a witch. I don't remember what her job was, to tell you the truth. And if you like, Fleetwood Mac sang a song called Rhiannon back in 75 or something like that. It's a great song. So I think you could be moving overseas. And I see what you have behind you is a bit of a feeling of being, not really that sure. Hell, Sagittarius does not like you. Sagittarians are the adventurers and the travelers of the world. So get a hold. Could have to do with this woman, though. You have a woman in your past, I think, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like, no, I don't think she's in your past. She's just out of balance too. Unsure if you really are suited to each other. This is Judgment. When it appears upright, look how that knight is kneeling before his queen. When it's upright, it's absolutely the utmost incompatibility. And she's a bit unsure, and probably you are too. But also she's a bit unsure about the move. Possibly if she should come with you, or what it's going to entail for your relationship. And I think you've had some arguments about this for sure. But I think it's going to clear for you both that you're not going to break up because of this move. It's not easy to keep a relationship in different countries alive. It's very difficult when you don't meet up at night or you don't meet up on the weekend, maybe only once a month or once every few months. And now with the travel restrictions around the world, it's even more difficult. So it's a challenge, but it seems like it's a challenge that you are both willing to take. Now comes the crux. I spoke to you about my webinar, and I spoke to you how I seem totally unable to get away from the theme of dependency and codependency. And wouldn't you know it, Sag, you've got it too. But you've got it in the reverse. So this is not an active abuse. And I have to put some cards on it to see what it's a question of. I don't think it's a question of drugs or alcohol. But I see you leaving that behind, getting a hold of that, and coming into balance. And that in a situation where you earlier felt very like you're losing this battle, you were unable to talk about it. And probably this is what's at the, what do you call it, at the foot, at the bottom. This is probably what's at the bottom of your heaviness here that we saw in the beginning. I'm going to see if I can clarify the abuse card. Yeah. Well, in lots of ways, you've been very unlucky in love. And that probably includes your present partner. So it's not for me to say you have to leave her. It's not for me to say make it work. It's up to you to feel your way. And I think you will. And you're very popular with the women, both the younger ones and the older ones. They love you, Sagittarius. And the Wheel of Fortune comes up here too. These are all these women are coming up, and a fear. This Seven of Swords shows fear. And then in the end, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is very much your karmic life lesson, to learn how to deal with these kinds of abusive personalities, because for sure it's not just men who abuse women. It works the other way around. It's just not as common. I don't like to think any of it is common. What I meant is that's very rare. But look at this woman. This is the one. She's a bit older than you too. A fire woman. So she's also a Sagittarius or a Leo or an Aries, or has very, very strong traits of that in her chart. So everything is going to be fine. You just have to get it together, get to where you're going, and once in place, once installed to where you're going, see how your relationship with I didn't say it, but this is a Queen of Pentacles. She's either a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. My dad was a Sagittarius and my mum was a Virgo. They were quite happy. Works well. But I want to clarify this, where you're going and what's bearing fruit. I think maybe where you're going has to do with this move overseas. Yes, leaving family, finding yourself. And it's like, it's the end. It's the end of, by leaving, it's the end of your latest life cycle. So I'm pretty sure you're 27 or 28, depending on if you function on the life cycle of 7 years, which most of us do, and which my cards have taught me. Wonderful Tara has taught me that. But I also know that there are exceptions, and they come up in my cards as well. And for sure, if you're interested in not astrology, but numerology, you'll probably function on a 9-year cycle. So that's why, 27 or 28. But what is this? Well, that was very well. Thank you very much, Spirit. Why not make my work a little bit more difficult? Ah, all right. Okay, got it in here. It has to do with work. So, and this doesn't look like you're have your own company. This looks like an employment. And yeah. So whatever it is you do, because I don't see that. Let's have a look. Closer look. Whatever it is you do, um, you're going to be in demand where you're going. I guess that's where you're going. Where you're going. But look at this. This could be you as a company director with time. In any case, as long as you're employed, you're very conscientious, you're very loyal, and you're very competent. And yeah, you'll do anything for your job. Maybe you have some Capricorn in you. So that's it, Sagittarius, that's it for with the tarot. Let's have a look at the oracle cards. So, path of the soul encoded. Now, Christina Maria has a challenge here. Let's see if I can read it. Where others see nothing, you see the deeper meaning or message hidden within. Your guides are working to communicate with you as your intuition and inner knowledge expands. Nice. Be mindful of all that you are experiencing in each moment. Be aware of animal messengers, cloud formation, colors, conversations, yeah, that was it. Conversations of others, and anything else that catches your attention. You're taking the next step up in awareness and connection to the unseen worlds. Well, there you go. Being the sage that you are, you rule over philosophy and expansion, absolutely, and travel. And so when you do this, when you make this move, you will expand unbelievably, both on a personal development level, but also spiritually. So everybody would, but you especially. Now, we've got a whole bunch of cards here in the yogic path, and we'll start with Manipura. The solar plexus chakra. You've come to a place where you know exactly who you are. No, I have to put my glasses on. Just give it up, Christina. Here we go. Gone are the days of confusion and blurred lines between your truth and the expectation of others. Well, that probably has to do with leaving your family behind, don't you think? That's why it's good for you. You've grounded into your essence and built the foundation of your empowered self. You've had to let go of many friendships and relationships that were no longer serving you to get to where you are. Doesn't help that much with the glasses, obviously. I'll take it from the beginning. You have had to let go of many friendships and relationships that were no longer serving you to get to where you are, and it was all worth it. Now is your time to really go after what you want in life. What do you care about? What lights you up? How do you want to serve? Meditate on these questions and take action on what comes up. Magic. Now listen to this one, Kali. She's my absolute favorite. Goddess of destruction, disillusion, and ecstasy. You draw upon Kali when you're in a time of radical rebirth. She is fierce, erratic, untamed. The part of you that you're afraid to give full control because you don't know where it will take you. She will destroy all disillusion and bring you face to face with your darkest shadows. Wow. We all have them, you know. Not to cause anguish, though, but rather from a deep place of love. She demolishes the ego that creates the boundary between you and your highest self. She's the ecstasy experienced in an orgasm, meditation, bold self-expression, or pushing a child out of the womb. Kali comes to you in a time of deep liberation, stepping into the truer form of you. Trust the process and allow yourself to release all limitations so you can become one with the bliss that you are. Beautiful. Kali was her name, just in case. And here we have Bhuvaneshwari, goddess of space and infinite possibilities. Excuse me. You have learned the art of creating space and are experiencing the cosmos that exists inside of you. Bhuvaneshwari comes to you in deep meditation, in profound nature, in oceans and in silence. Her stillness guides you to enter deeper into the cosmic web of potentials that exist for you in the present moment. Continue making time for whatever brings you to a point of total stillness. That is where your true self resides. Know that you're not just part of the earth, but the earth is also part of you, and you are lovingly held by her presence. She's wasn't that wonderful? Yeah, I was going to talk to you about private reading. If you want one, 15 minutes with me will cost you $30, €30, £30, or 300 Swedish krona. And you get in contact on the email below, and we'll decide on a day and time, and I'll do my best to help you. Was there something else I should tell you? I don't think so. Thanks very much for watching. Please, if you would like it, and subscribe. This helps me a lot to get in, to get the videos moving. Give a thumbs up means that it's the algorithms are. So please, please, please give me a thumbs up, and then you can call me and say, "Listen, I didn't really mean it." But yeah. Thanks for watching. Love and light. Är det någon där?